Hey everybody, this is Frank Salas, also known as the talented Mr. Salas. I have a very awesome guest for you here. This is Sterling, and she has just quit her job last Friday. It is Wednesday the next week, and she is a professional full-time speaker. And I want you guys to get to know her just a little bit. Sterling, introduce yourself to everybody.
Hello, my name is Sterling Clinton Spellman. I am the Polisher, CEO of Polish, where I teach women to lead and shine bright in all areas of their life, to inspire others, but most importantly, to inspire themselves.
Awesome. So just so everyone is crystal clear, you no longer work for anybody else, and you now have your own speaking business. Is that correct?
Yeah. Absolutely. I am a speaker and an author, a consultant, and a crunchy mama.
That's awesome. When you realized that you could get paid for speaking?
Well, people always would invite me to speak at different events. So whether it was a networking event or a church group or a women's group, they always wanted me to come and speak. And the first time was about last year around this time. Someone offered me to come and speak at an event, and they had like a world-class speaker come and speak. And I was like, okay. And then they offered to pay me. I was like, sounds pretty nice. And so I started looking more into the field because I was really into the coaching side of things. And so I started looking more into the speaking field and seeing that people were getting paid buku money to just share their gifts with people, just to and there's different types of speaking, but people were literally being paid lots of money to speak. And so when I really decided to take it serious was when someone reached out to me to speak this past April. And not only did they pay me my speaker's fee, but they paid for my hotel and my airfare. And then I thought about it. I said, this speaking thing, for me to go and speak for an hour, not only am I getting all those perks, but what they paid me was more than half of my monthly salary. So I was like, now I was like, you know what? I can really leave my job now because people are seeking me out and they're seeing that I'm actually good at speaking and I have a lot to offer. So why not take this full time?
I dig it. A big shout out to everybody in the live studio audience. We have Savvy Mom, Abner at Hang Loose, that has joined us. Big shout out to everybody. And as far as going out to getting paid for public speaking gigs or being paid, what do you speak about? Like, what is your topic? What do you talk about?
So I speak about a couple of things. I recently was published in a book and we became best-selling authors. And the topic that I get asked to speak a lot about is forgiveness. And so I talk about forgiveness and how it could propel you to success in your life. So for me, when I was 18 years old, fresh in college, the weekend I entered college, I ended up getting pregnant. And during that time, I was just a young 18-year-old girl. I was nervous. My parents really didn't want me to go away to college in the first place. And I didn't know what I was going to do. So I ended up having an abortion. But with that, it took me 12 years to get over that hurt. And during that 12 years, it made me play small. I shrunk. I didn't want people to see me because I felt like I had a big L on my head. And I wasn't successful at anything I did. I would always dabble in things, but I never really became successful because I felt like if I showed up big in the world, people were going to see this blemish on me. And so I played small. And in this book, I talk about how throughout that 12 years, I was, in a negative headspace. And then I talk about my process of forgiving myself and how through forgiving myself, it really has exploded my business. It helped me to show up big in the world. It helped me to actually, when people would seek me out to speak, I would be okay to ask for a fee. you know. So there's always forgiveness, and it seems like, oh, you know, it's a sad thing, but it's really so powerful because many of us are holding on to things that prevent us from showing up big in the world, and we play small. So I speak about forgiveness. That's one thing. I also speak about dreaming big and having the audacity to dream awake. So what does dream awake mean? It means that you don't keep your dreams in your bedroom. It means that every single day you take a conscious effort to make your dreams come true. And it all started, so my sister and I actually authored an ebook called Are You Sleeping on Your Dreams? 10 Steps to Dream Awake. And I speak about in that book how my husband one night literally had a dream. It was really a dream. He had a dream where he was talking about and he woke up in the middle of the night and he said the salad made a juice bar, the salad made a juice bar. So in my I'm Liberian, in my Liberian accent, I said, go to bed, you boy. Like, what are you doing? It's 3:00 in the morning. And so literally he got up out the bed and wrote down the salad made a juice bar. But something interesting really happened. He didn't allow that to stay on the nightstand. He had the audacity every single day to grind the pavement to find out what we needed to do to open up a food service business in our state of Rhode Island. We networked with other people. We found out what it was that people really wanted to eat, and we found out people want healthy and delicious food. So through that process, within, I think it was like a 3 to 6 month span from writing the business plan to getting the money to start the business, our truck was on the road. So I speak about dreaming awake and how it's a real thing. Like, you cannot sleep on your dreams. You have to pound the pavement every single day to make it happen. And then I have a couple other things I speak about too.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And it sounds like you have a lot of people who want to hear your message and that you hear your message and maybe I'm somebody who's listening to this podcast that is saying, I'm not motivated. I'm not inspirational. I'm not this. Nobody wants to hear me speak about this. What would you tell that person?
I would tell that person, stop lying to yourself. Okay? I would tell them that, you know what, there's different type of speakers. So I am a very motivational and inspirational person. But you could be an informational speaker or an educational speaker. So maybe, let's say, for instance, you work in HR, right? You know a lot of things, a lot of information that could help people get jobs, that can help people with the interviewing process, that can help people know what to wear or know their rights. Because there's a lot of stuff that goes on at jobs, case in point why I left my job. But there's a lot of things that go on that people don't know their rights in the employment, in the workspace, right? So you could be an informational speaker where you go and speak to corporate businesses. All right. You can be a person that goes and talks to youth groups. You could be a baseball player and you know a certain technique that you could go and speak to a baseball group. One of the things I also do, I speak about diversity practices because that's what my day job was. I worked for a school and I was a diversity practitioner. And so I would go to different places and talk about that. So there's many different ways that even if you're not an inspirational or motivational speaker, you could be an informational or educational speaker.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great point. If I'm somebody who's like, all right, Sterling has me jazzed and motivated and ready to go. I got all this energy and I want to take this energy. I want to take this, newfound passion and knowledge on speaking. What's my first step? If I've never got a paid speaking gig, what's the first thing that I need to do?
The first thing you need to do is find out why you want to speak. Find out what the purpose of you speaking is. Maybe you have a book and you're a quiet person and you're really good at writing and you have this book that you want to promote. The number one way to promote that book is to go and do speaking engagements, right? So I would say know what your purpose for speaking is. Maybe you are, for instance, a chef, okay? You can go and and talk to people about different styles of cooking, or about alkaline cooking, or about vegan cooking. So maybe that's your purpose. So decide what your purpose for wanting to be a speaker is. And then the next thing I would say is decide what type of speaker you want to be. Do you want to be a motivational Tony Robbins, Lisa Nichols, transformational speaker? Or do you want to be that corporate speaker that goes from business to business, or from school to school to talk about different things? You want me to keep
That's
going?
amazing. Yeah, no, that's definitely great. That's definitely great. We just had somebody that joined the call live. Her name is Sheena King, and we did a blab with her last week about her expertise in the legal field. I'm not sure if she's doing speaking engagements right now, but if she's not, how would somebody like Sheena use her legal expertise to get paid speaking gigs?
So first of all, already you are an expert, because people see lawyer and they're like, oh my goodness, she knows everything. I'm sure you get a lot of questions all the time about that. So I would say that you should create a speaker sheet with some topics that you are really good at. And so I'm not sure do you know what type of lawyer she is?
I think she's general practice, and she does some business.
Okay.
Yeah,
so maybe, okay. So you can create a little letter. Like I have a letter that says, hi, my name is Sterling Clinton Spellman. I am a diversity practitioner, and do you accept outside speakers? That's the first thing you can say. Here is what I'm great at speaking about, and here's what I could do for your office, or whatever the case may be. So I would say seek out 5 to 10 organizations, businesses that you have an interest in, and put yourself out there. Send it to them. If you don't ask, it's a no, right? But if you ask and they say yes, it's a yes. If they say no, it was already a no. So no harm, no foul. The other thing I would say is know your audience. So for instance, if you're a lawyer, maybe your audience may be a church group. Maybe you want to speak to them about their rights, okay? Or maybe you want to speak to a bunch of CEOs about how they can protect themselves, how they can cover themselves in a trust estate or something. I know a lot of people are trying to do that these days. So know your audience, know what you want to speak to people about.
I like that. Okay, so I send out my email and I call up some organizations, and some of them are interested, but not all of these people have money, and not all these people are going to pay. So how do you decipher which ones are paid? How do you navigate that channel?
So I always tell people, and I learned this early on, never speak for free, but you can waive your fee. So what does that mean? Never speak for free, but you can waive your fee. Am I frozen? It looks like I'm frozen. Okay, there you go.
No, you're good.
So the reason why I'm saying that, because it's okay, to be very honest, it is okay, especially when you are starting. And even if you're a big speaker, if you want to donate your time to speak at an organization or something, that's fine. But you are going to tell those people that you are waiving your fee. You're always going to ask first, what is their budget? Because a lot of people be acting like they don't have money for speakers, but they do have a professional development budget. So you're going to ask if they have a budget, and then based on that, you can tell them what your fee is. But if they do say, you know what, we don't really have a budget, or whatever the case may be, you will say, okay, this time I'm going to waive my fee. I choose a few topics, or a few organizations that I would like to donate my time to, and yours will be one of them. But nice. I'm going to waive my fee. The reason why I say that is because you never want to be pinned as the free speaker, because people will pass you along like an old rag and say, oh yeah, you know what? She's good. She does it for free. And then people never want to pay you because you did it for this person for free and this organization for free. Another route you can go, if people don't have money to pay you a speaker's fee, if you have a book or a product that you want to sell, you can say, all right, I will waive my fee, but I need you to purchase a book for every participant that will be here today. Or I need you to purchase a product for every participant that will be here. And sometimes, depending on how big the crowd is, you make out much better with them buying your book or product than them actually paying you $2,000 to speak or $500 to speak, whatever it is that you charge. And then the whoever the audience members are, they now have your book and they have your signature whatever in their hand, and now they can spread the word to other people, referrals. Because that's how I get a lot of speaking gigs, is through referrals and live streaming my talks and things like that, putting myself out there.
That's great. That's great. Let's say you get a request that goes through, they have a budget, they book you, it's all good, they fly you out there, you go there, and it's game day. Tell us about game day. What is it like when you are a professional paid speaker and someone has procured you for your talents of speaking to a crowd? What is that like?
You show up like you're the hot stepper. You need to be prepared. And I will say, even before you get there, you need to be prepared. So you need to actually know what you're talking about. Okay. The worst thing that can happen, because word of mouth spreads quickly. Someone spends the money to pay for you to come out there, and you get up there and you're whack, or you don't know what you're talking about. Yep. You need to be prepared. You need to know your craft. Be the subject matter expert, right? The other piece is, I would say you need to be personable. One of the things I dislike about certain people who are the keynote speakers or whatever, when they're in there, when they're in the space, they act like people can't talk to them and they don't want to be bothered. This is really an opportunity for you to get to know your audience. Okay? And you can actually not put people on the spot, but this is what you can use. And I use this tactic as a way to help me relax, because no matter how big of a speaker you get, I always hear that you are always still nervous right before you get on. And so one of the things I do is really network and talk with people. And then when I'm up there speaking, I kind of have like a rapport with the audience. Okay. The other thing I would say is make sure, if you don't have someone traveling with you, like the speaking engagement I didn't have someone traveling with me. Sometimes my husband travels on my niece. So I had my sister-in-law bring a young lady that she works with to be there with me, so she can kind of be like my back table person, but also to take video, to take pictures while I was up on the stage. Okay, so you need that for social proof, tweeting, live streaming. Like I live streamed my talk the other time, when I went to Maryland, and before I got off the stage, I had like 5 inbox messages about, oh, can you come to do my event? Oh my goodness, your story changed my life. So we're in a time, and Frank has been really schooling me about this, and I really appreciate it so much, because I understood, but I really didn't understand the power of social media and how people want information like this, and they really want to know you before they can even book you to come and speak. So live stream everything. Live stream it. If you don't have anybody, the luxury of having someone travel with you, make a friend, like I said in the beginning when you get there, and then say, you know what, I need you to take some video while I'm up there. Okay. The other thing is, let me see, make sure, this is important. Make sure you have a thumb drive with your presentation, or you have your own laptop with I forgot what they call it. My kids call it a dongle, the thing that connects to the projector. Yeah, if you have a Mac or PC, whatever, make sure you have your own stuff, because sometimes you cannot always trust that the organizer has even if you prepare ahead of time, even if you say to them, are you going to have so and so, they may forget, they may whatever. Make sure you have your stuff ready, so you're not up there looking like, oh, you're freaking out now because you don't have your stuff.
Yeah, every time I do a presentation and there's PowerPoints involved, I always come with just papers of the printed version, just in case something doesn't work out. And I mean, that's just from, you know, my old school real estate days where, you know, make sure that the investors get their presentation, you get that work. So that's a great point. This is all golden stuff. I want to focus more on a little bit of the cash, because, you know, people are going to be listening to this and they're going to they listen to this because they were like, this woman quit her job last week and now she's a professional paid public speaker. I want to see how she was doing it. So you kind of told us the big, you know, the broad strokes. For somebody to get speaking gigs right now, like let's say we have somebody who's got a brand, who's got subject matter, who's already figured out their value, who already knows their target demographic, who's already hitting the marketplace a certain way. Let's say we have somebody like that who's listening to the call, and they're like, okay, how do I get paid on my speaking gigs? You told them, you know, a few ways to contact a few places, but give us some more strategies on how to get some paid speaking gigs.
Leverage your network and your relationships. I'm trying to think now, probably about 90% of my speaking engagements have been from leveraging my network and my relationships. And when I say network, it could be social media network. It doesn't have to be people you personally know. Okay? Like I told you, one of the first speaking engagements I had last year, it was someone who knew me through church. And I told them that, you know, I'm coming out with this book and I'm always bubbly. And so they were like, oh my goodness, I want you to come here. And because someone saw me there, then another person told me, oh, there's going to be an event. I work with my day job. The job that I just quit was working having conferences at a school. So I would put on conferences every year. I put on about 16 in the past 4 years. And so one of the things I did, and I'm very passionate about this, is empowering young people. So the young people I work with, I taught them everything about how to put on a conference. So when they went off to college and they started putting on their own conferences, guess who they wanted to come and be a speaker? Moi. Okay, so from that, some people saw me speak there. Then I had emails coming in. Oh, can you come and speak at this university? Can you come and speak at that university? The next thing you know, I'm at Brown University. And so it just spread like that. So leverage your network. Always send people thank yous. Really engage with people, show them that you're a real person, and they will always take care of you. So I will say leverage your network. And then the other piece is, I'm sure if you have a brand and all these things, you're probably a part of many different Facebook groups, right? When people say, I'm having a teleseminar, volunteer to do their teleseminar. You may not make money from that, but guess what? You get the exposure. And from that, other people will see you and hear you and say, oh, can you come and do my my event, my conference, my whatever. So be giving of yourself. Serve your community and your tribe. There's tons of things going on every single day, and people are looking for speakers. So leverage your network. Let me see what else I can say. Promote yourself. Don't be a secret. Let people know that you speak. I just recently had to put in my Instagram bio that I'm a speaker. Duh, why did I put that before? But let people know that you are a speaker. Put a snippet of yourself up on social media speaking at a place. Remember I said when you need social proof, when you're at an event, at a networking event or whatever, take pictures, video, put it up on your social media, let people know, and then also ask. Send out your emails, ask people, let them know that you're a speaker.
That's great. That's great. When I speak, in the Philippines, I always had the kids take pictures with me and upload them onto social media. And so now when people search me, a lot of the photos that I have, like if you go to my Instagram photos, there's lots of me, speaking at universities, hanging out with Filipino kids, and other schools will see that and they see like that's kind of it's more than a testimonial. It's more than a review.
Yes.
It's just like a picture's worth 1,000 words. If they see me hanging out with kids, they're like, okay, this guy's probably official. And they have no problem paying your fee. They'll treat you a lot better. They'll fly you out. So that's really cool. We're going to wrap this up. So make sure if you're joining us live, ask any questions. I have a few more questions. So this is for me. So I get speaking gigs right now And I get different varies of speaking fees. Obviously, the ones that I like are at the 5 figures, but I constantly get offers of a bunch of smaller figures, like, hey, come speak at this conference, or hey, come speak at this. And because I know my time and how much it's going to cost for me to, get on a plane, be in the air, go to a hotel, check in, I've got to charge 5 figures. Otherwise, it's not worth my time. I can make more money doing other things and working on my businesses here. But that being said, I still get a bunch of, smaller speaking gigs. And I would like to maybe start leveraging that and maybe do more telesummits, like you had said. How can somebody like myself throw a telesummit on? And somebody who's on here now who may have a community, but maybe doesn't want to invest the time into going out onto an airplane and doing all that. Can you walk us through what a telesummit is and how you make money on that?
Absolutely. So there's a few ways that telesummits are run. And so one could be just for exposure. So you can say, send out an email to people in your network and say, hey, I know we're a part of this group. I want to do a telesummit on transitioning from being a full-time employee to an entrepreneur. Can we do this together? And you will draw up an agreement. And if you all are going to sell it at the end, so you're going to record each day. I think it's better to do each day. Some people do like a marathon telesummit where it's everybody on the same day. But that's a little exhausting. So I would suggest maybe do over the course of 3 days or 4 days. You draw up an agreement and then you record it, package it, and then you can sell that and split the proceeds. So that's one way you can do it. And especially if all of you have an awesome following, you all can make, I know some people, I haven't done it yet, but that's something I'm working on. I know some people that make 6 figures by packaging that telesummit with all these amazing people on it. Another one you could do is just for exposure. You don't have to sell the end product. You all can use it as a free gift. Some people use it as a free gift on their website or on their for their tribe. So that's another way you can do it. But it's really just, once again, leveraging your network, asking, say, I have this topic that I want to do this telesummit on, and here is my purpose. The thing that can be tricky, you have to be upfront with people about what the goal is of the telesummit. Don't tell people, oh yeah, I just want to do this for us to be together, and then you go and sell it. Everybody else is like, wait a minute, you didn't tell me you was going to sell this. So just be upfront about what the purpose of the telesummit is.
I dig it. That's phenomenal advice. So you just quit your job last Friday. It's Wednesday right now. You're helping people. You're getting speaking gigs. How can people work with you? If somebody wants to be a part of your journey, how can people get in your inner circle? How can they reach out to you? Tell us how we contact you.
So you can join me on Facebook in my tribe called the Polished Lifestyle Community. And that's where we support your crazy, bold, and out of this world ideas, goals, and visions to bring you from idea to fruition. Okay, so in that group, we have a tight-knit group. And what I mean by that, there's no drama. We support each other to the next level. That's what it's about. And so you could go on Facebook and I will type it in the group. Or Elke, if you could do that for me, please. Type it in the group and I will let you in. And for the next 30 days, I'm going to be serving my tribe by having complimentary training and services based on the questions and the things that you want to learn from me. So I'm giving of myself for the next 30 days to make sure that you are being served, that you are getting the questions answered that you need to answer. Because my journey, a little bit about my process, it took me intentionally putting myself in spaces where I can learn from other people. And so I want to be able to do the same for you.
Absolutely. And we're going to have a link to Sterling's Inner Circle and how you can get a hold of her in the show notes as well as in the comments below. If we have any questions, please make sure that you ask them here in the comments on our live studio audience. But for the purpose of this recording, we're going to call it in a day. Again, my name is Frank Salas. I go by the name The Talented Mr. Salas, and I'm bringing you an interview with a paid professional speaker who just quit her job last Thursday. Again, if you could tell people a little bit about yourself and where they can find you, we'll, when the interview.
Awesome. So I am Sterling Clinton Spellman. I am a coach, speaker, professional speaker, author, crunchy mama, and business consultant. You can find me on Instagram as Sterling the Polisher. You can also join my Facebook tribe. It is for women. Gentlemen, I'm figuring out something for you. But under the Polished Lifestyle Community, and you want to join this group now because for the next 30 days, I'm going to be dropping some golden nuggets and diamonds to get you to the next level in your life or business.
All right. Thanks a lot, Sterling. Really appreciate you having here.